Today we're going to talk about the importance of the life of saints. Hello everyone and God bless. I am Father Michael, and today's reflection is on the importance of reading the lives of saints. Now, a lot of people will jump into orthodoxy and they'll get really into the patristics or into the scriptural commentaries and into all the really amazing, deep theology of the church. And this is good and well. This is good. If this is drawing people into the faith, this is good. However, one cannot be truly orthodox without reading the lives of saints. And why is this? Ultimately, at the heart of the Orthodox life is union with God, is attaining to the stature of Christ, to becoming full in our stature this way as Christians. And in doing this, we need to be spiritually nourished. Now, we're spiritually nourished, of course, in the Holy Mysteries when we go to liturgy and we participate in the services, or when we go to vigil, and of course when we do our prayers. However, we can become deficient. The Gospels are deep, and without having a proper understanding of what living the faith looks like, we can oftentimes fall into erroneous ideas, or we can spend so much time trying to intellectualize what is in the Gospel to the point where we don't know how to internalize what is in the Gospel. And what I mean when I say this is we struggle to live it. What the lives of saints reveal to us is the Gospel and the words and commandments of Christ lived in action. You see the glory and the transformative power of Christ in the lives of saints, from martyrs to ascetics to holy fathers of our contemporary era. And it's important to know what the holy fathers of our times have to say. Other priests out there have said this and have said things in regards to how understanding what the holy fathers have had to say on various issues in our modern and contemporary times is essential to our Orthodox practice and faith. And so, it's important for us to look to saints like Saint Arsenios the Cappadocian, Saint Paisios of Mount Athos, Saint Silouan the Athonite, Saint Porphyrios, Elder Ephrem, Father Seraphim Rose. All these are very important saints, in the life of the church, and in allowing us to be able to learn how to live a God-pleasing life. One thing I recommend my spiritual children is that they read, counsels by different elders. There's various books. There's the spiritual counsels with Saint Paisios. There's May God Grant You Wisdom by Father John Christiankin, which is a series of his letters. And in these things, you'll find various instructions on how to live in faith and how to grow spiritually. But in the lives of saints, you see how these holy people attained that. You see what a life permeated by Orthodox praxis and asceticism and prayer, and the inbreathing, the kind of living in the atmosphere of the church does to a person. And that is our goals, dear ones. Our goal isn't to be nominal Sunday Christians. Our goal is to live our faith in our day-to-day lives, to become saints. That is the goal, dear ones. Everyone who is in heaven is a saint. And that's our goal, is to join their ranks. If our goal is anything less than that, we're likely going to come up short. And God will judge us if we do not read the gospel and if we do not read the lives of saints. In them we have an incredible consolation, we have incredible instruction. And when we read the lives of saints, not only does it show us how to lead a God-pleasing life, but that saint draws closer to us and prays for us. And this drives off the attacks of the enemy. And so when you do this and then you read the gospel, you will think of these examples that you've seen and how the Beatitudes, how the commandments of Christ were lived in these people. So dear ones, if you can, I'd recommend getting the collection of the Lives of Saints by Saint Dmitry Rostov. They're published by Chrysostom Press and translated from the Slavonic or the Russian by the Erie Parish. Now, the only problem with them, they're expensive, they're hard to get a hold of, and I think they only go up to April. A good other option is the Synaxarion, not cheap, but if you can drop down 463 US or more if you're Canadian like me, it'd be worth the buy. The prologue of Orchid is available online. And of course, you can just read individual lives of saints. You can pick up a copy of the life of Saint Paisios, or the life of Saint Arsenios the Cappadocian. That's one that I recently read and was deeply moved by. The life of Saint Nectarios, the life of Saint John of Kronstadt, Elder Joseph the Hesychast, now Saint Joseph. All these things are incredibly beneficial to you. And so I encourage you, make sure to invest time in reading the lives of saints. Grow closer to them. Read about your saint and learn more about him, the saint whose name you took in baptism. Learn more about them. Learn about their struggles and how to apply what they show us in your life. Above all, do this with prayer. And if you don't know where to begin, you can always consult with your spiritual father. But there's never such thing as a life of a saint that is not good to read. They're all profitable. They're all holy. And they all show us how to attain holiness. We just have to look. So, dear ones, remember that orthodoxy isn't just, it's certainly not arguing online, actually. I mean, it's important to engage in apologetics online. I think that it's a ministry, and I think it's important that we have people who do it. But for those of you who are converting to the faith, don't run and think you're going to join their ranks right away. Take your time, breathe in the atmosphere, read the fathers, read the gospel, read the lives of saints, develop your prayer life, then jump into the fray if you feel called, but only if you have a blessing from your priest or your bishop. I didn't even start this channel until I had the blessing of my bishop. And I urge you all to do the same. For those of you who want to maybe engage in apologetics or who are interested in engaging in some kind of outreach, get a blessing. You'll notice that in the lives of saints. The saints never do anything without a blessing when it comes to things like this. They always seek the blessings of their spiritual fathers because everything must be done in humility. And in doing humility, we attain Christ-like virtue. God bless you all, and keep your eyes on the channel. I am working on my baptism part 2. I got very sick for a couple weeks and was unable to record anything because I lost my voice. And if you haven't seen it yet, I did a talk on spiritual warfare with David Erhan. And if you haven't, which I imagine a good amount of you have seen his channel, if you haven't, go and watch it. His content is amazing. His Christology is on point. There's Orthodox Shahada, if you're wanting to kind of see how the Orthodox position against Islam is. There's Orthodox teaching of the elders, Orthodox ethos with Father Peter Heers, and of course Patristic Nectar. There's a lot of good sources online. Check them out, and of course tune in, and please, if you have not already, click like, share, subscribe, and keep your eyes on this channel for more content. God be with you, everyone, and thank you for your time.